following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1.
Whether you've been well into the afternoon on the East Coast or just starting your afternoon on the West Coast, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the continuation of Arcade April for the 2026 MRE UNO Tournament 2, as we are now into the Turbo 32 round, second round of this tournament, and we get ready today to bring you action in the ticket region. So far here, during the course of the round of 64 and here in the round of 32, there have been different results that lead to different agendas going forward. A win advances you in the tournament. A loss sends you into one of the revive rounds. But the matchup we have here today are two individuals that have managed to so far stay out of one of those revive rounds, advancing here out of the round of 64 via victories. As we've got the 4 and 5 seeds here in the ticket region ready to do battle. On one side, Cody Llamas. On the other side, Julio Cesar. Take a look at the individuals coming into this matchup. It's pretty down the middle, to be honest, in terms of the statistics, both with pretty handy victories over their round of 64 opponents. Cody going up 4-2, Cesar going up 4-1. And then as far as their career in the round of 32 as well, pretty similar with Cody and Julio, both sitting at 8 wins each. Cody with only 2 in the loss column, Cesar with 5 in the loss column, but pretty down the middle, it seems, here between these two in regards to not only the ranking here in the ticket region, but what we might expect to see here with their history in this specific round. CPU prediction also predicting this to be close, planning for it to go into all 7 of the allotted games. This is the path that these two individuals took out of the round of 64. Cody with the 4-2 victory over Jenna, Cesar with the 4-1 victory over Evans. So far, we've really not had any upsets here in the ticket region. All the higher seeds have moved on to their respective next rounds. You see up on the top there of the Turbo 32, Nick, the number 1 seed, picking up a 4-2 victory over Ghost. So he waits in the wings over in the Super 16 for the winner of this matchup. The loser of this matchup will then go into one of those revive rounds that we were talking about. It'll be revive round 3, I should say, facing off against Ghost, who was on the losing end of the 1-8 seed battle early on here in this round. So it will be interesting to see here, obviously, as we've documented during Arcade April. Just because you end up suffering a loss doesn't mean you're out of the tournament completely. You still have an opportunity to, if I'm to coin a phrase here, arcade style, to respawn here in Arcade April. But we'll now take it down here to the main table. Best of 7 series to be fought between Cody and Cesar. Daniel Voiles is our ref for this afternoon's game, and I'm going to ask both of you just about the same question here. Cody, I'll start with you in the fact that, really good numbers in the round of 32. It's been a bit of a struggle to get into these rounds of 32, but when you get in here, you perform well. being able to pick up that 4-2 victory back in the round of 64. With knowing that there is the revive round, should you not be able to advance here in this round of 32, does that in any way change your playing style today?
I mean, yeah, it's nice to have the safety cushion a little bit, figuratively speaking. But at the end of the day, I play every game the same. You just play what you're dealt and see how it plays out. But like I've said in most of my quotes so far this year, my goal is just to stay positive, uh, record wise, and the revive definitely helps with that. We can say.
Certainly does. Cesar, as I mentioned, we haven't yet had an upset in terms of a lower seed beating a higher seed here in the ticket region. You come in really close behind Cody, the 5 seed to his 4 seed. Same deal for you. Do you think that there's going to be any slight difference in your style of play here, or is it really business as usual, regardless of the fact that we do have the revive rounds here in April? And Caesar's going to be typing out his answers here. While he does that, to remind everybody, again, if you're tuning in for the very first time, this is a best of 7 series. As you can see there, Cody's going to get the first 2 homestands based on him being the higher seed. Caesar would get the next 2 homestands, then it goes to 1 apiece until we get to potentially that crucial game 7. Cody would have home field advantage there. They have what is known as the power play, which allows them to be able to skip the turn of their opponent. Could be crucial in this series. We've seen kind of all over the board so far here in the round of 64 and in the round of 32, individuals using their power plays as soon as the first 2 games, a lot of them storing it for those later innings. We'll have to see what the timing's going to be for these 2 individuals in that regard of when that power play is used. Cesar says, see what you can get. Sure, there's the revival rounds now, but as is core, it is still the same tournament style, just with the additional series in the event that you lose one. So, yeah, honestly, probably just going to be business as usual for these 2. They're very well versed in the style of Uno playing, so while maybe it's in the back of their mind, it may not end up entering into the conversation until the dust settles and the series is concluded with a respective winner and loser. But I think...
What's up, buddy?
Hey, we got KT in the building. What's up?
I gotta show up for these 2 guys, man. I just got back. Been absolutely busy the last 3 months. But the last time I called this game, I remember it was absolutely gold. 2 of my best friends out here, Cesar Llamas. I'll ask a question because it's been a hot minute.
Hey, go for it.
Jay, obviously, buddy, I know what's been going on with you. A lot of stuff that we're not going to talk about. But how good does it feel, man, to just go out there, get away from the distraction? How do you talk about the escape from reality, from life, to go out there and play one of your good buddies? We saw this match last time you guys played T5. It was a barn burner. Talk to me about the escape from reality. Cody, what a great season so far. We talked about this privately. You're pretty much locked in, ready to roll for in season. 3 wins, get a 4th one. That'll leave no doubt, but you're really looking good for that. It's about that progress, man, and about the evolution. What have you seen in the evolution of this tournament that's been rather quiet, and how are you going to try to make some noise today? Because clearly the noise is already popping with a lot of people in here for sure.
First off, who let the old relic back into the the VC channel? You know, who allowed that?
I heard the word old, I was triggered.
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. Like I said in the last round, it's hard to get a vibe on this tournament yet. I know a lot of people have their opinions on it, but it's just about playing, and everything changes. We've seen some wild games so far this tournament, so should be interesting to see what the bot gives us.
And said it's a ranked game, right? Top 25 early. We saw that yesterday with this stack of tacos, a ranked game. We got Mark versus Tago tonight's a ranked game, I'm pretty sure. A lot of ranked games early in the season, but with this year being such a different variety, more of a fruit snack variety of things we're trying here with 3-game guarantee and trying to get 3 or 4 wins to get set yourself up for that big 4th tournament in season. It makes this year a lot more different than the past. In the past, you would feel, okay, it's 0-3, 0-4, it's over. But all you gotta do, even if you're at the back, you get hot at the right time, and that in season can make your season. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. These two guys, I know we're going to put on a show. They're very similar. Cesar with the 1-2 punch, and Llamas, that guy is the minister of defense. Trust me, he knows how to do some defense when given. But we'll see. This will be an interesting one. Both guys know how to play this one on upper tier, lower tier, mid tier. Should be all over the board. I'll help you out for today and give you some
Sounds good.
commentary for sure, my man.
Sounds good. Yes, Caesar coming in with the answer to your question says just a shutdown. All outside noise. Go out and play. Have fun. It's a nice distraction from all the chaos. And yeah, these two. You said the term locked in. That definitely describes what these two are as soon as the first card is dealt. So I say we get to it here. Best of 7. Cody's got that first call. Get the choice between 5 and 15. Cody, how are we kicking off this series?
We'll go with a nice 10.
No cut it in half, Seth. This should be a go. I'll take this call because it's been forever. And we're going to begin with the yellow 6. Still missed the cards. Hopefully we'll get that going for T3. But early in the game, I think, for both guys, it's about Sword and Swift. We talk about with this bottle a lot. Sword and Swift, 1-2 punches. But sorting and swifting, playing number advantage, it's going to be a key part, an intricate part to both guys' game today for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the bot. I mean, the bot so far here specifically in this tournament, it's been a running running term of the bot giveth and the bot taketh away. We've ended up seeing where it looks like somebody's got to run ready to close the deal out, and they just have that one remaining card, and they're not able to find the path to it. And then on the other side, they end up looking like they don't have any possibility of winning the game, just that one drawback, that one card that they need courtesy of the bot, and all of a sudden they've got themselves a path to victory. So yeah, definitely going to be about managing here. As you see Cody with an early shot triple play with the double reverses. Both individuals going to run in blue after Cody made that swap over. And
Sorry,
Cesar.
just the mic. Yeah, you're good. Just to make sure the mic was good on stream. But yeah, I was just about to say, light switches are key. Sometimes Cody could try to use those triple plays to get in the red zone. But Cesar going to fire back with the red as we go one tit for tat. Both guys are making a statement early. Llamas deep into the red zone. What can he do?
Yeah, I mean, right now, as you say, Llamas at 4, Cesar at 6. We've seen individuals finish out from that far back. Is Cody going to have to draw here in the red? This now puts the ball in the court of Cesar. What can he do with it? Whoa.
Yes, Cesar. I'm just checking the card history here, Seth. I think this could be a heat check, but the question is going to become, what is the possible bottom line finish? And Llamas, not so fast, a +2 to stop any train.
Yeah, came back to bite Cesar there. Obviously, it looks like both were out in reds. So Cesar made the initial over into green, which opened up Pandora's box. And as you said, Cody had an answer for it there. So looks like potentially both individuals might have been considering finishing this game in green. And there's that 1-2 check that you talked about from Cesar.
Yeah, I've been gone for 3 months, but I can still sense and read this game. You knew Cesar was drawing something up. Great +2 from Llamas to stop any run. Now the question becomes, what does Llamas have on that +2? He's going to play a Clint play. Happy birthday, Clint. As we go to the G8, one up this time. But what will Cesar now have on that +2? Does he have straight 5 green? No, and now that's going to potentially create a DC if Llamas wants it.
Yeah, I kind of almost wondered about the fact that he utilized that wild. Now, Cody would play a wild himself if maybe there was split ammo there for Cesar, if he was going to have maybe a back-to-back run to close it out. But iced out in green. Cody breaks him out, though, and double play from Cesar. It's interesting. This is twice now on either side where somebody's been iced out in the color, and then they've basically been sprung from jail with the play of a wild on the other end.
But game.
There's that split ammo.
Yeah, it's game. No doubt about that one. I'm going to go to Llamas. Llamas, one turn away potentially right there on that red wild. Start off with.
Yeah, I had 2 red 4s and a blue 4, so always the wilds at the end of the day, like always. But yeah, pretty good game. We got close. Pretty much had it. Felt like the whole time there. That draw really helped me out.
Caesar's like Llamas might have stopped you on that +2. Is that plan A of the green finish? And talk to me about the early light switching and how he's been trying to speed you up through the entire game here. Even though it was a quick 3-minute game, there was a little bit of a speed up process. And Seth, sometimes that mental capacity of when to speed up, when to slow down, when to put back, when to going forward. That's just the beauty of this game. There's been a lot of talk about just the evolution of the league and how players evolve. This is a good example of both guys just using every tool in the deck, everything in the arsenal to get that win there. And we'll see if Llamas can bounce back here as we'll wait for Caesar's response.
Yeah, we always talk. I was just mentioning before we even started this series about the bot giving the bot taking away, and sometimes that top deck is all that you need on the draw. I just want to ask Caesar real quickly too. You closed it out with the red reverse, red 5, wild +4, and then the 7. What was that draw that you ended up getting? Oh, here we go. He drew the red reverse. So yeah, it just takes that one card, KT, and he was able to find it to be able to have that back-to-back double play and eventually close it out there. So he was hoarding that +4. Again, I think maybe was thinking about the split ammo, just couldn't find the one card he needed after he had that quad play earlier.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it sometimes, right? It's just that one simple card can get you the win. There it is, that +2. It's the connector, and when you get that GS-R5 combo, all you gotta do is connect the GS, and when Llamas went to red, it was pretty much gunshot game over. Now, I was interested if Llamas would have just held off and played into that draw city. Would Caesar have thrown the +4? I don't think he would have been more willing, but he because he got the red, he was just banking on Llamas not having a double skip or triple play to finish it off. So definitely a calculated gamble at the end of the day, for sure.
Well, Cody down 0-1 here to start things off, but he does have the next homestand and be able to have an ability to knot it back up at 1 apiece. Cody, the board's completely still open. What are we doing for game 2?
We'll go with 12.
So it wasn't
Going
a
with 12
perfect
going up,
10
yeah.
for Cody in the first round, but will it be a perfect dozen here in game 2?
Well, I think going up this time is as we go into a +2 start.
Oof.
I think going up this time is not the worst thing. I think Seth tried to do something a little bit different. We've seen it with this bot sometimes going up. Not the worst thing when you start the middle. So we'll see how the ammo distribution lies. I'll get the scoreboard up.
Cody's
There
gonna
we go.
cap off that +2 and we'll run in red. Some people play off that +2, not very often. I think the only person I've seen that absolutely will play off of an action card is Acosta.
Yeah, right now both. Oh, there you go. There's just a little bit of a lag there. But one thing I will say though, it's interesting, Seth. With both these guys, they tend to switch, tend to go back and forth. They tend to have all the gears, but you look at what the one equalizer could be is the fact that both guys know each other. We've seen in rematches anything goes. In the past, we've seen those rematches where it can go one way or the other, and we could still be in for that. Both guys know how to play a game 7 too, if need be.
Yep, absolutely. And I think too that something that's going to be interesting to follow here is as of yet we've not seen these two with their backs against the wall, so to speak, and having to go into a lengthy drawback. That first game, 10 cards start, and each one only self-drew 1 card apiece. So with us having a higher start here at 12, obviously able to maybe run the numbers, save the ammo for the end. It will be interesting to see if we stay in this upper tier, do they end up being able to have those plan A's? And if someone's on a deficit, say by 2 or 3 games, do we start to see them dip down into that lower tier to take away those ammo possibilities? As Caesar, well, I thought he was loading up for something, but instead just going to draw.
No, good call from Caesar there. Just to try to do a little fake load up, get Llamas thinking. That we always have that in the arsenal. Everyone does that. As Llamas will oblige with a switch into that G9. But you look at what the way these guys have just found a cleaner aspect of the game as we now start to run rapid pace. They're not willing to just be like, let's sit back and be comfortable. Be aggressive with the switches because we know numbers usually fall in your direction as there's the switch right on time into the yellow 3. We know numbers can fall right into the right direction for both players on a horizontal level. So I'm interested to see as Llamas is going to go back to that G-dub. Okay, little heater. Interesting, Seth. A little heater there from Juan. We saw that the second time he's done that. The first game he did that with the red, but that didn't do much. As well, back you go, he says.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, these two have had very similar hands here. These first couple of games, it seems like they both run out of the same color at the same time, and now an answer back for an answer back in terms of the wilds.
Let's see what it's going to be from Cody here. Let's see. Does he save that, or does he try some funny reverse skip meta to get out of this? He's known for that. Let's see.
Yeah, was it a heat check? Was it a fade? Does this force him to maybe play a +4 that he didn't want to? Let's see.
See what Cody's got. Like I said, it could have been a heat check. Game over to the finish. We'll see. He's done this before with those wilds.
There it is.
And he's going to just throw the... Okay, he'll throw the +4. He just wants that green. Cesar looking to go back with the Y8, though. You know it's going to come, or some type of ISO back. But it's risky, though, right, Seth? You think about this. Llamas is really banking on one color. Does he have one color at all to finish? That's what Cesar's got to encapsulate now. Let's see.
Yeah, and I think if you're Cesar, you're not all that disappointed getting hit with that +4, because now you know that you've drawn that out, and Cody doesn't have that if he needs it to be able to put a chain together to run to the end, but he didn't even need it. Didn't even need it. Had the green reverse he needed to make the path to end out in blue. So the +4 there, he probably would have liked to have used it in that chain, but it still worked out.
Yeah, we'll go over to Cody. Cody, really good hand right there. Excellent execution of the wild play there. Use the +4. Talk about the bank strategy right there. Using your reverse skip meta as Jay didn't have what's going for him anyway. So talk to me through it, Cody, there.
Yeah, it was really just like you said, basically during the commentary. It was just sticking to the guns of green. I felt like green had to be lower safe bet. I really didn't want to go to blue just in case any special wild cards are in blue. So either way, it was a very number efficient hand, and it was just about burning out the reds. And then once the reds were gone, it was just pretty much a free avenue either way. So glad we picked the right avenue. We're tied up, as we can expect.
Jay, obviously not what you want with the hand, but what did you learn in that hand? Because you didn't have a good hand, but you did have a lot of poker there. Pocket deuces, pocket zeros. Got a wild there you could have flipped back. It just is what it is, I got you. But talk to me just through the mindset of how you can use those pocket pairs and the pocket combinations for the future, especially when we get this to a number battles. We're not always going to finish set on 5 baggers, flashy runs. Sometimes you're going to finish on a 1-turn play off a right number. That still hasn't come into play yet. You got to always watch that as an intangible of the game, as both guys at this rate they know each other. Believe me, they played a lot of times in their career. As I didn't have anything, but it's good for experimentation. We need numbers to get in with the ammo. That's it. Sometimes you just gotta drop the game, expect what you expect in that game, and re-rock them. That's the beauty of this game, Seth. There's always going to be different scenarios and different combinations to unlock as the series continues to roll. And as I said, going back to what we talked about last year, or actually T5 2 years ago now, it's crazy to think. Cesar had that one rampant. It was 5-2. But remember, they play, and that was T5 2024. At that rate, you're at the end of the season. Who cares at that rate? Winner goes home. It's all or nothing. But this year, it's a different scenario with Revive, and things have changed. I think the aggression's a little bit more turned up, knowing that, hey, I have another chance at the other end. That's what I've noticed this tournament. Just from afar, I haven't been able to keep track with everything. The aggression level can ramp up, knowing you have that third chance or second chance, pending where you are on those reshuffle, the revive rounds. But what have you noticed so far, Still? What are some observations? Because a lot of similar hands you noticed, too, at the beginning of this game.
Yeah,
continuing.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. I think that we are seeing players, and I can even admit to this myself as a player here in this tournament, playing with a more aggressive style because you know that you have that safety net underneath you. Now, obviously, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to have the safety net anymore, and you're going to have to kind of go back to being a little bit more conservative. But I think, yeah, we are seeing a lot more aggression out of the gate, and we're seeing it here in this one for Cesar there with the hand that we saw. Obviously, that explains why we had a lot of those light switches, trying to maybe find that weak color for Cody. And yeah, we're seeing really, maybe outside of the fact that Cody had a little bit more ammo to work with here in this game in terms of the style of play. It's almost like watching two clones go up against each other, each one having an answer one for the other, which is why I said, based off we saw the stats coming into this game, more than likely be shocked if this thing doesn't find its way into a Game 7, knotted up 3-3. But we're knotted up 1-1 here, and for Cesar, fortunately for him, now he gets his first homestand and his first call. So Cesar, anything but 10. What are we going for here for Game 3?
We'll see. He's got a lot of tricks up the sleeve. He can go mid-tier, and he can do upper tier. But he's gonna He's
Okay.
gonna go for the OG send. He's gonna go for the OG. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna make sure the scoreboard's right. Go for it.
So it looks like we're going to be in the single digits for the first time. Yeah, that's 7.
Yeah, yeah. If it was OG full send, it would have been 13. But
Yep.
this is the OG send.
Or the OG no send, which we ended up seeing quite a bit.
Well, actually, I know we don't have him, but that's Caesar's card, so that's a good omen. I know we don't have him, but that is his +2. It's there in spirit, believe me.
So there you go. We'll see if. See, this is the second straight game that we've started off with a +2 as well. Cody started off the second homestand with a red +2, capped it off. We'll see what Cesar does with this ammo card on the initial start of his first homestand game.
Scoreboard is rolling now. I got it. Don't worry, we're good. Everything's good on that. But we'll see. Caesar has a lot of options. He's not a very peculiar. Well, he's going to go for it. Okay.
Ooh.
You talked about Acosta's one of those guys that does that a lot. I think Caesar going to play a little bit of that Acosta playbook. We'll see if Llamas can now readapt with 11. Not the worst thing to do, because even with 11, you can still make magic. So both guys now going to play some action cards. Is Caesar already, just like that, said, red zone territory. It goes quick on a 7. That's the thing.
It does. And after Cody, playing off that +2 for Cesar, now you're left wondering one of two things. One, does he have really good cards to close out, so he felt comfortable and wanted to create some separation there with that +2? Or is he back in the same situation he was in Game 2, where he's got all numbers, so he feels he needs that bit of a gap to be able to try and run number efficiency in case he has to draw back at some point? Cody with a heat check here, though.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's a Llama Wild. He's going for his own card, basically, in spirit. Let's see. Double play. Caesar looking for dose. Llama's still in the vicinity. It's not a high ammo game other than that +2 for the most part. So I guess that's what Llamas is looking as the Caesar gets the switch.
Wow. So technically Pandora's box open. We've only been in green for just the initial card, but now all 4 colors have been in play. As Cody goes down to the 0 sugar. Caesar at 2. Does he have a closeout right here? Yeah, he does.
Same exact game as Game 1. Yeah, Game 1. Same exact move, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check that. Pretty sure it's the Game 1 move, right? Blue +4/7 off of 4.
Yep, I think you're right.
This was blue +4/7 off of 0 sugar. I don't got much to say on that one, Caesar. I was I think you just needed one card. The one was ultimately you need. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to win that game. I think you would have probably been more inclined to maybe do a power play, really, if I had to think. If you didn't get, is that best to describe it? I don't know much on that one. That was simple. Alanis, did you have something cooked up in yellow? Did you just need to stay? I don't think it would have been too much of a difference, though, if I had to guess.
No, he's getting the +4s. These 2 wins, and I had basically all the same hand as you said the first game. I had 2 2s, 2 8s in different colors, and a wild. I did get an extra wild from the 1 +2 he did, but there's no cards to make up the gap, and it really wouldn't have mattered, like you said.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, Seth, where it comes down to at the point of execution. Yeah, of course you would have considered the. I know you, buddy. But no, all joking aside, yeah, it's one of those situations. Now we're getting the same type of hands from Game 1 to 3 to 2. It's all very linear, and when it's all linear like this, you can just go back to what you know. Until we get variety and until we start getting some extra variables thrown into the equation, they're going to know what to do. I mean, we've only seen 3 combined self-draws.
That's crazy.
It's nothing. For basically through 3 games. We're averaging 1 a game. That's nothing for both guys, which is not normal for their style. I think they average about 20, 25 a game combined. So you're looking at 45 combined, 22 on average. We're not even close to it. It's been just plays for the most part, or playing 8.5 in Game 2 in Llamas 1. It's not been too flashy yet, I have to say.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've really yet to see these two go into what we expected to see. At least one, if not multiple, major draw cities have not gotten to that point yet. Both have been very efficient in being able to find their way to the finish. Caesar now with his second victory of this series. So going up 2-1, he now gets his second homestand. No 7, no 10, Caesar. What are we looking at for game number 4? I mean, the thing that kind of stands out to me here, too, not only do we talk about the only 3 combined cards that have been self-drawn, but I mean, look at the average time of these games, just a little over 3 minutes. We've yet to have something hit
No.
past the 4-minute mark. I mean, it's literally been rapid fire, bang, bang, bang from start to finish.
Well, here we go. This is the first chance of the firework. Full sender. This is usually when you get those big plays like this. That's when the fireworks start to explode. We'll see if this continues right here, the trend of something different, or are we going to keep it linear?
I mean, Caesar talked about
Start it.
toying with the idea of using the power play back in game 2. Now that you're up 2-1, as you mentioned, a lot of opportunity for ammunition here with this 15-card full send. You got to wonder if maybe if the opportunity arises, does Caesar consider the power play here to be able to go up 3-1?
Yeah, I think there's a chance. I think both guys don't know. It's a little bit different on a 15-card start mindset. If this was maybe 7 cards or 6 cards or 8 cards, that mid-tier range, we go into the B6 there. It's one of our duo cards. It would have been a little different, I think, but with 15 cards, there's a lot more room and a lot more time. So let's see how much they want to buy time, and if we finally get DC. We've yet to see that. There's been minimal to nothing, basically, on that. Cody back to red. Okay, so he's going to play ISO ball. Interesting.
Let's see if that's enough
We've
to
seen
be able to ice Caesar out, or does he have an answer? These two have been so good on the number efficiency, and there's another one.
That might be jailbreak though. I don't think we've seen green yet, so this should be a jailbreak for both. Should be okay. I don't think either guy's gonna mind that. And that's the beauty of Seth. Both the guys have been willing to go jailbreak mode, and so far it's really not been either one of them. They've been pretty much to the core on that, which is good. What's good to see.
Interesting too. Like I kind of feel like with what we've seen, though granted they've been 3 rather short games, I feel like we've seen more than 16 combined light switches here, but that's what the stats are currently showing us here. I feel like we've seen with the number efficiency a lot more than that here just in the early going of this series.
Comes Jay. What is he gonna do right here on the back end? He's taking his time. He could be looking at potentially throwing some heat, but it's a lot. It's a lot more of a earlier. I said earlier, patience. You don't need to be throwing heat right now. We're nowhere close to the red zone. Both guys have been comfortable in it all day in terms of just being within the 2-3 card deficit. I just don't think you gotta throw the heat right now, Seth, until it gets really low. And we haven't seen a nasty finish, y'all. Where's the nasty? None of that. So it's been very tame and quiet for the most part. Comes Cody. Yeah, see, just all more numbers, just weeding through it. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy at all.
A lot of numbers in green, so it looks like that might have been the dominant color on both sides. Again, as I said, the hands have been almost similar on both sides there, as Caesar's the first one to be depleted in green.
Cody, yeah, but he's running. You see, Caesar's gonna think, is he out? That's the thing. It's almost becoming so one-dimensional. It's easier to read the game for both guys. So Jay's doing a great job reading. Llamas is kind of playing to the motions. There's nothing been too spectacular yet, and that's going to lend itself to more of this vanilla style game. But Caesar's going to make the move. He's going to go for the heater. Okay. So he's going to send Llamas packing, and this is interesting. Triple +2s in a sense. Llamas used 1, Caesar uses 2. We're starting to chew up those +2s now. Just waiting on the blue. Just as I say
Speaking of.
There it is, baby. Still got that read. Well, I'm just going to be the one to break the read in the blue. Back to it. Let's see how both now can enter. As Caesar will go for the 0 sugar. Let's see if Llamas has some more things cooked up in this blue. What special secret does he have? Let's find out. Goes back to red. That's where Caesar was iced.
Yeah, interesting. Now, granted, we ended up seeing Caesar get hit with a +2, so does he have any red in reserve? And it looks like he does.
Red 1-2, buckle my shoes. So it's just a classic 1-up to go. Yeah, Caesar's out, so that's it for the red for him. Now Llamas can I would think runt right here. Let's see. Or do some type of play to really get this back in his favor here, Seth. That's interesting. He's going to go back to yellow, trying to go for that crossover ISO. Interesting. Not willing to stay on one color is interesting by both guys. They both have been living by that, no doubt.
Almost wondering if Cody going over to red was. Oh, and now
Cesar back to
Caesar's
red.
gonna find his way into red. I almost wonder if Cody going over into red, he knew that Cesar was
That's
iced
off
out
the
in
draw.
it earlier. If that was maybe just like a heat check to try and draw Cesar back a little bit, and then he found himself in the same situation.
That's crazy
Whoa.
from Llamas. Back to the yellow. Cesar can roll.
Oh, he had an answer.
He did. That was his last draw. His red 3 must have been his last draw. What does Llamas have? Nothing. Just straight yellow 8. I'm interested in that one, Seth. That's an interesting one. Just to go back to the yellow wild right there. Must have been something on the back end for sure. Cesar goes to blue.
Down to
Damn,
two
what has Llamas got? See, Llamas would throw the answer right here if he would have it, knowing him. Let's see if he's got anything, though, to answer with.
I feel like he's got a +4 he's holding potentially.
Here he goes. It's going to go back to yellow. This is going to be a...
This is going to cap off with a +4 play, I think, right? I would assume. Yeah.
+4 is going to split it and get it. Cody plays the 2-color game well, and we got ourselves a series. Wow. Well, that was probably I didn't stand a chance, says Jay. A good call not even to use the power play here in defense, Jay. It'd kind of be a waste, I think. Good call there. Llamas. Yeah, that would have been next turn power play. Couldn't have been this turn, so that's a good. You can't use it there. You can't. I don't think you could use it at 3, right? To use it at 3, that's too stupid.
Oh yeah.
I think you had to wait. You had to wait for 2. So just one turn too short. That was your only chance power play winner. Let me go to Llamas though. Llamas, obviously, that was just more. Wait, and then finally some break. But you did an interesting back and forth, split end wild, gambling on Cesar's lack of yellow. You got the win. Talk to me about that going to the yellow wild, because we knew that was going to be his last red. Did you just feel confident because of that +4? You had extra margin, and did you get a little bit of that friendly ammo bounce from that +2 sandwich he threw?
Yeah, no, you pretty much said it right. It was just about deciding whether I wanted to go through the blue avenue or the yellow avenue, and it was again a pretty number poker style hand, a lot of double numbers. I believe I've said that before. The way it seems like these days are, you get a lot of the same numbers across the board color wise. Maybe you have to think of a saying for that. But I believe I did get. No, I did not. I got the regular wild from his thing. I had the +4 since the beginning of the game, so pretty much just numbers and deciding which way to go. It's very plan A this game. Nothing very no curves in the road yet. Let's just say.
No, there hasn't. In fact, when we talk about curves in the road, if anything, Caesar's had more curves in the road by drawing just a little bit more. But Jay, obviously, talk to me about this game with the lack of draws. We normally never see a Cesar Llamas series have basically an average of 1 self-draw per game. It's very rare. Talk to me about what we're seeing here, because it's been very A to 8.5. We haven't seen much. That was probably the most we've seen, and it took a 15-card start, and we still didn't even get over 6 minutes. And Seth, I've noticed too, we talked about the lack of 1 hour and even 25-minute games per individual game per capita. It's been very low, and it makes you wonder 2 things. One, is this bot just so similar? We talk about, is it almost next-genified with the cards being and the numbers being so risky to play because one wrong number leads you to another avenue? Do you think guys are conservative on numbers? Or B, is it the latter, to where everyone knows that there's now a certain meta to play, and you kind of just get into this series, unless it's going to be an outlier game, it usually has been dishing out, as Cesar said, just the pace of it. Talk me through that. We've been noticing something completely different here in a lot compared to, let's say, the past when we first opened this spot. I think people are starting to figure it out too, and starting to get packages down. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both of the points that you made there. I think that it obviously, a big chunk of it is based off of what is distributed by the bot, not only in the cards drawn off of +2s or +4s or on a self drawback, but also on the initial start as well of being able to formulate. I think another thing, though, kind of going back to the first point that you said, I think is a lot about timing. We have seen so many opportunities for somebody to be able to have the cards necessary to close out a game, but they think maybe if I just wait one turn, if I play this one number, then I can do the chain rather than do the chain here this turn. And then on the other side, the following play, somebody has a chain to finish it out. And we hear so many times about people saying that they failed on capitalizing on that opportunity, maybe with the use of a power play or something, to be able to finish out a game, and one turn later, they find themselves on the losing end of that game. So I think that the bot plays a big part into both of those aspects in terms of the shorter games as we see here. I mean, we haven't had a game so far over 6 minutes. I think that the meta of the bot has adjusted the meta of the style of play of the players as well, made it a little bit more rapid style in making sure that you're on the aggression rather than being a little bit more conservative, because being conservative, you could find yourself playing one turn too late.
Yeah, it's been just very, I guess just vanilla. It's been more vanilla ice cream in a sense, too, where we kind of know the meta. We'll see if Slamus has anything to spice it up. Lamas, what are we thinking, buddy, here? Game 5, last home game, potentially, of the series. What are we going to go with here?
I guess we'll go to 8.
All right, we're going to go to C8s. We're going to go to that crazy 8 style here, Seth. Well, if there's anything like the 7 we saw, it should be a couple minutes.
Yeah, we're all over the board here. Nobody really seeming to stay in one specific area here.
Dan, you got us? Oh, boy. Dan, you there, buddy? Anyway, I guess I'll do this. I'll do it for old time's sake. Let's get Seth, go for the call, buddy. I got it.
So not at 2-2.
I got
We
it.
fully
you
expected this to be back and forth, even
buddy.
right down the middle. This could be a very crucial rubber match game 5 here into who's going to have the momentum. And with only having an 8-card start, I mean, we ended up seeing back in the 7-card start, Cesar pretty much a plan A from that OG send. So we'll have to see if Cody or Cesar are able to do the same here with just one extra card available.
Yeah, I don't know. 8 cards is, like I said, usually the 7-card playbook. It's not the same style, that mid-tier playbook. We'll see what Lamas do. He's going to sort this one out. And, you know, sometimes when you sort it out like this, you got a 1-2 set power play.
I mean, back in game 3 with the 7-card start, I would have said that that would have been our best potential of maybe seeing one of those draw cities between those two, and Cesar was able to find the plan A. Right now with an 8-card start, maybe the best chance we have for that here, but these two have just been so efficient. And here we go. Let's see what Cody is going to start things out with here. Wow!
Yeah, that's got to be
So how
a
do
fade.
you read this one, KT? Explain. If you're on the other side of the table, what are you thinking right now?
Jay Cesar knows. Jay Cesar's like, oh, well, we know Lamas got green. He's done this before with these fades, so I'm interested to think how Cesar rolls into this one. I don't think he's going to be too panicked by it. I think the fact that it's an 8-card start, right? So you got to think there is something to it, but I don't think he's going to be fazed by this. Not at all. We'll see what Lamas does here.
He'll play into it with the yellow 9. Let's not forget that back in the last game, I was pretty certain Cody had a +4 closeout when he played the Wilds, so you gotta wonder if this could be one of two things. This could be that Cody legitimately has no green, and instead of drawing back, decided to just initiate a card with the Wild over into yellow to start playing something. Or does he have a ton of ammunition that he's willing to keep in reserve, and so he felt willing to burn that yellow Wild out of the gate to, as you say, kind of throw a fade to Cesar?
Yeah, that's a fade and a half. That's no doubt on that one if it's the case. But we'll see. Like I said, we've seen stranger things, and just a whole lot of wait and see. I got a feeling right now. Well, we'll see, Seth. We've seen stranger things too with both guys. I think they know both guys know what they have at this rate. Haven't seen anything that's been just eye-opening on meta, if anything. So we'll see. Llamas draws.
Cody out in the yellow. So now the question is he stuck with just a two-color hand here? We'll find
We're
out.
gonna
Let's
get to
see.
test the
We're gonna
grid.
find out. Yep.
Yeah.
I think Cesar wants to know as well.
I just don't know. I just don't know what the. I don't know the plan on this one. I'm not gonna lie, Seth. I have no idea what the plan is on this one. But there hasn't been much card history over it. You know what I mean? There's been zero
No.
card history, so I'm not sure.
So
Good time to catch us up on the schedule, maybe.
I'm not sure what the schedule is. I wasn't given that graphic.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me do it. I'll do a schedule play. All right, says today we got 5:00. We got Ed versus M Revive Round 2 game coming up in the KT region. And then we got Mark versus Tago 1 versus 24 at 6:30. Nam versus Sting in a classic matchup, and White and James to cap off our big 6-pack of games here on this Wednesday at 9:00 to finish it up. Ellison White, as we are starting to get down to with the Revive games, as Llamas will draw. There's your schedule.
Looks like the answer given right there. Cody at a two-color hand, red and blue right now. No yellow, no green. So with that information, Cesar might be in the driver's seat.
Well, we've seen stranger things, though. We have seen stranger things in this series, man. So we'll see what Caesar's got here. See what he's gonna do here. He's gonna power play right away.
Whoa. Power play from 5 cards out.
Unless he's just that uber confident. I don't know what to say about this one.
Does he have a 4-bagger? Does he have a quad to go up 3-2? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. He does
Wow.
have it. That was a strange game, man. I don't.
Honestly,
Oh,
I like
I don't know.
the use of the power play there because I know what his strategy was. He was
That's weird.
He
Not
was
gonna
he
lie.
was thinking about doing. Well, hold on. Let me see. Actually, no. I think that's what he actually needed to do because he had that 3. There would have been no path to be able to get over to blue with what he had via the power play. He had to do the power play right then. I mean, he knew he had Cody at the 2 suited hand. He knew that when he eventually got over into blue, he didn't want Cody to fight back with something since he had red or blue. So I like that use of the power play right there.
Well, I'm guessing nothing you can really do there. Again, this has just been a very Plan A series. There's just been nothing. There's been no sparks or electricity. It's been very boring. I don't got much here. Usually I have more to say, but nothing really to say.
Pretty much falling asleep over here. That's pretty much the hands I was the cards I played was pretty much the only spice I think we're gonna get. I tried to give a fade like you said, and it's just nothing really to do. It's just kind of like very one-dimensional. But Caesar had the good hands and pretty much not like good hands, but like good finishing hand to finish, and I just really didn't have anything again. Pretty much the whole series. Just one of us, whoever wins, pretty much didn't have anything.
Yeah, I don't have much really to say. There's sets. So you just did the power play. I don't. He didn't have to do any self draws. He down the green, and that was pretty much all he wrote. I didn't even have any red. There was not a single red card play.
No, you're right. No, we were in 3 of the 4 colors.
This is strange. This is definitely one of the strangest series. This is not usually, and what we expected with these guys is 30 to 40 draws, A, B, C, E, exhaust the alphabet. What alphabet? We have seen certain games. I mean, if you look at the match results, just looking at it, we saw, I think, let's see. I could be wrong. We saw, I guess, the Ross Sanford game went long. Nick and Ghost had some moments, but G had a sweep. Stack was pretty good in dominance. Brad and Nam was good, but there's been outliers to where we've just seen a lot of 1 to 2 dimensional plays, and it's the second dimension is very minimal. So I don't know. It's one of them series. I don't have much to really read on this one. This has just not been your typical flash in the pan series. It's been more quiet and reserved. we'll see if we have a game 7. That could swing it, but right now it's been just whoever wins this game. I have to agree with Llamas here. It's been just not much going for either direction. Been strange.
It has indeed. Well, to your point, we'll see if we're able to get to that game 7. Caesar would like to end this in 6. He's got this next homestand here. Caesar no 7, 8, or 10 as you look to close out this series and move on to the Super 16. What are we going for here for your final homestand?
We'll see what he does. He can't do, as you said, the 7, 8, 10 pack, basically the mid tiers. But he's got the full send wide open.
That's
He's
what I
got
was
the
wondering.
14.
Does he call it back to the full send, maybe? I don't know.
Double OG. Okay, that's pretty much your sender, basically. It's up there. Well, if that's the case, then, you got to think for Llamas. I think we know where we're headed if we get that game 7, but we'll see. He has power play. Llamas now has that power play, and that's the one thing that Caesar's just out of. And that's the only difference in the series set. Llamas has a little more flexibility with the power play. And he'll use it just to get that to a game 7 if he needs it, no doubt.
That's the thing, right? You get that luxury of having the power play. You can use it here if indeed it is the link you need in the chain, and then you both go into that final game 7 on a level playing field with no power play and reserve on either side. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see. But in terms of what we've seen as far as the hands are concerned, the first couple of games it seemed like everything was rather even, but then we got into games 3, 4, and 5, and seemed a little lopsided in terms of the ammunition. The winning hand ended up being the one that had the most ammunition, and at the other side, mostly only able to run numbers. So it will be interesting to see if it's like flip-flopped here again, or are we on level playing field in terms of hands in this game 6? We'll also have to see who ends up doing those breaks in the color swaps here as well. We saw a lot of light switching back in that full send 15 card start.
Yeah, I'm just, again, just very floored here, Seth, of what we've been seeing here today. It's been just plain vanilla. And in a lot of the cases, the sprinkles on top or the cherries on top have been the +4 finishers to end, or just what the heck was that on a power play? What did we just witness? A 3-quarter win. Again, it's just been strange. I wonder if there's some type of magic left in this game that we haven't seen that could finally break out. You got to think with the upper starts. We did see on the 15 it was a little bit more dragged out. So definitely more of a higher drag package when you get to the upper tier. The lower tier, though, mid-tier, been anything but that, to say the least.
We are into the latter stages of this series. Would this potentially be the last game, or do we go into a game 7? A winner of this matchup, again, goes on to the Super 16 to face off against the Ticket Region's #1 seed, Nick. The loser of this matchup's not done as a quad play capped off with the red 0 there by Cesar.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about this. It's the 4-bag plays trying to get a little bit of spark. I wonder if the spark is going to run out eventually, though, because the sparks are sometimes good, but sometimes it can run out if you use it too early. Oh my goodness me.
Anything you can do, I can do as well.
That ties it up. I think Llamas said, you know what, screw it. Got 2 fresh cards. That could have been costly for Caesar. We don't know, but we've seen it before. Sometimes when you throw that big ammo play, you got to get something in return. So we got to probably ask that moving from that one.
You see the double play there by Cesar. I think why you saw Cesar do that play, answer back by Cody, and now another double play by Cesar is, again, we already talked about it. Cesar doesn't have the power play. So he's got this homestand, but what he also wants is some separation in terms of the amount of cards in his hands, the amount of cards in Cody's hands, so that way he's able to, in a sense, briefly negate the power play advantage that Cody has.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, right? As we go into the Llamas Wild, even though you can't see it, I think Llamas and Caesar both know they got to run it at a certain point because they're playing really tit for tat right here. They're playing really conservative and yet aggressive at the same time. They're playing conservative on numbers but aggressive on ammo. That's a
little ditto.
That's a no.
Is that our first ditto of the series?
Looking back here, yeah. What?
It took us this long to get to a ditto play.
Okay, well, I'm just going to throw some heat back to the blue. But yeah, again, it's a part of the vanilla we were talking about. Not much going, for real. On just anything, really, in terms of just, I guess, unorthodox plays has been nothing. It's been just nothing city. Nothing really to say.
Cody found the ice on the blues. Cesar with a top deck draw. And
Cesar
again, still
now,
iced out. Again, as mentioned too, loser of this matchup, they're not done in this tournament. They'll go on to face off against Ghost in the round 3 of Revive. Cody with the breakout back over into yellow.
Gonna go for a double. No, that's the thing, right? Got that power play. And that's the beauty of this, right, Seth? You got that power play, and you can do a lot with that power play.
And now, yeah, that was going to say, if Cesar had something, he'd probably have to play it right there with that power play in reserve, and that's classic Cesar. That double play with the +2. We've seen that so many times out of him.
Well, that's just Jay Cesar at the back end right there, just playing basically defensive. You know, we look at Jay Cesar. What is he known for? 1-2. That's pretty much it. 1-2 punches all the time. So let's see what he can do moving forward on that back end.
That just knotted him up at 4 cards apiece as well. Brought Cody back to 4. That double play got him down to 4. Now the question is, what did Cody get on the return of the +2? We've seen so many times the +2 works out. Gives the opponent cards that they're not able to work with. We've also seen them get burned by it, where a +2 can end up giving that reverse or skip or even a +4 that the other side needs.
Yeah, a lot of Cody's going to draw, so he ran out of that possible yellow. We'll see what Cesar's got.
4 cards, no power play. Can Cesar find a way to close out this series here in 6?
Cesar's going to play it cool.
Can Cody find a light switch off the 3, or did he get something off the top deck? He will light switch. He'll bring it over into green. Whoa!
Ooh.
Trips 3.
That's interesting, Seth. You know, I'm not a big fan of just playing that back and forth with the numbers, but in this situation, I think both guys know. You got to look at this from a different perspective. We haven't seen anything special all day, so if we haven't seen anything special, then you got to do something unique.
But here's the thing, though, too.
And that's it.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, as we see this closeout here, I think what it was, remember Cody talked about this and we saw Cesar show his hands a couple of times this series. I think it went back to the poker hands. I think we were stuck with poker hands here in the closing stages. That's why we saw all the rapid light switching off of that 3, because we had the similar numbers in different colors here with the poker hands.
Yeah, I don't got much on that. I gonna be honest with you, that was the most boring game I've ever seen. I did. There was nothing. It almost felt like. I hate to call out Talladega, but I did see that race on a replay. It's just gridlock at the end. I mean, is that what it felt like to you guys, Llamas? It felt like gridlock. Yeah, just there's not. You couldn't. Could you get any creativity, Llamas, on anything, or was it just gridlock at the end of the day? I don't got much for that one, buddy. Not much at all.
No, it was just a very limp series. It's I mean, I guess the only thing that really felt different was the +2s, and he had a lot of +2s at the end, which was able to aid him in wins. But besides that, I mean, I only had a wild, I had a red, I had a blue. It wasn't really anything. Yeah, just boring. Really, I guess I think some people can agree that it sums up the tournament pretty much so far, vibe-wise.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, obviously over to you. That excluding that last game, it was. There was literally no. I guess Seth was right. Just it was poker, but looking at it, we had what 1, 2, 3 threes to finish it off. Right, or was that my wrong? 4 threes to finish it off in the last 4 or 5 plays there. It was been poker. I don't know what to say about that. It was just very, here's the cards, try to win plan A. Seth, I wish I had more for this one, man, but there was no plan B to dissect. There was no plan C. They only drew 10 times combined self-wise, and yeah, I don't got much there, man. I don't really know.
I think Cesar summed it up perfectly with what he just said right there. The bot handed out the correct hands. The bot was pretty much in control of deciding who was going to win the respective games. There was not really any opportunity for creativity for like major defensive plays. We saw, a few ISO attempts, and some of them were successful, some of them weren't, but we were really able, as you say, to see a whole lot of creativity that we know both of these players are capable of to be able to flip-flop the momentum back and forth. It just seemed like one person was full throttle offense in a game, and then the other one was having to do everything they could with whether it was light switching or trying random ISO plays to play defense. Never really got to see these two individuals in any of these games fully on offense at the same time or fully on defense at the same time.
Yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. I just don't think there was anything really generated. There was no run could be generated at any given time. It was basically plain vanilla.
Well, nonetheless, Cesar picks up a huge victory here in the Turbo 32, so it is going to be him and Nick here in the ticket region that will be facing off in the Super 16. Cody will be a part of the Round 3 revive as he'll be taking on Ghost later on here in this tournament. KT, I'll give you the opportunity here to run us down through the schedule here once again real quickly here before we sign off for people that want to tune in to the rest of the festivities here on this Wednesday.
You didn't get a graphic. This will end this event. I'll close this event out right here in a second. But we got Ed versus them at 5. That'll be in the KT token region. Then we got Mark versus Tago, the other 1C ready to roll. Of course, Mark, your defending tournament winner from T1. Looking to continue his 8-0 streak to get there. Tago from New York, so that'll be interesting. A little PA versus New York battle. Northeast showdown. Nam Stingray I played before. That'll be a fun revive match. And White and Ellison, one of those guys, will get their first one of the season. And then we'll have a plethora of games tomorrow. I guess I'll also preview tomorrow since this is... I'll just end the last stream, right? Someone else is on there. But there was no schedule graph for tomorrow's game. We got Myth and Peter. That's going to be a good one in the Revive Round 2. The 4 versus 12. Probably the big game. The other 4-5 that's going to be hyped up tomorrow. Ypezar, that one should be a little different. Those guys always putting a show. Brian Brock. Brian been a surprise in the novice region. We'll ground out the day at 7:30. And then we'll have a slate of Friday, which will be given tomorrow. So that's pretty much the schedule for today and tomorrow. Seth, I don't got much to say here. It was no ice cream all the way through.
Nope. Plan A from start to finish for the respective winners of the games here in this series. But congratulations to Cesar. He's going to be moving on into the Super 16 here in Arcade April. Thanks everybody for tuning in to coverage here of this series. I'm sure to tune into the games later on this afternoon into the evening. Great to have KT back in the booth here. Felt like old times. And Dana Voy is our referee. We'll see you guys later on here for the remainder of the games here on Wednesday as we continue on Arcade April here, Tournament 2 of 2026 for the MRE UNO Tournament.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO Division 1.